Right, boys and girls, we are back. Another week, another good week, another chance to make some money. Let's get right into it. Um, we start with the bonds. So um, we actually had a nice little pullback, and we created a low to give us a range to trade off of, or to really just gauge off of. Um, so I expect a slight move to the upside, maybe actually targeting. Let's check the daily. Um, Maybe targeting all of this consolidation high, all of these consolidation highs, and and then a continued sell off, which would put us right back into OTE or premium. Um, and then you have your possible order block here or whatever. I don't. I'm not looking to trade the bonds, but just as a overall strength guide, I'm expecting more downside, and we're just building. We're literally just building on the way up. So expect maybe a slight pump to start the week. A continued since we just started the monthly. Um, we'll put in the wick of the monthly. We'll dig into this this blueprint candle right here and engulfing candle, and from here we'll continue to sell off. So that means for me, Dixie's just right on schedule. Um, so we had a nice bullish week 2 weeks ago, and then kind of a consolidation week, which we were able to create excuse me, let me go here. We're in the process of creating a monthly gap, um, but for here, uh, kind of an indecisive week, but the way it pushed up on, um, oh no, sorry, the way it sold off at the end of the week kind of gave me some confidence that we could have a possible Monday or Tuesday low of the week on Dixie, and then a rally. Um, but again, I keep this on my chart. Man. This is all manipulation to me. So what we're doing is just building, literally just building sell side to come run. Um, so my target for this week, as of right now, is I want to actually see what I would like to see is something of this nature, right? We come down, and then I would like to see us take this and then rally. I would like to see us respect this here. Um, but if we do come down and take that, that's fine too. But I expect us to maybe build, and we could actually even build some sell side like this, and then run it, and then move up. But right here at 99,053 is a level that I'm looking at. Now, if we actually respect this gap, um, and we could do that I would say on a smaller time frame, right? Where we start doing this, and then just on the lower time frame, this would be our what I'm expecting this to be. So this could be, and that could be your low of the week, or so. This was what I'm expecting on Dixie, and my first target is here. And obviously, my second target would be this monthly gap, right at 102, 101, 530 to 102, 600, basically. So, so in essence, opposite is for Euro. Now, Euro's a clean chart. Now, the Euro did have some strength, but it's a little stronger than the pound right now. But these weekly closes are just telling me that there's no strength left, right? So we're right here looking at quarter 3 of last year. That's my first target low. But the way that we were closing on each of the last 2 weeks it's just telling me I don't even want to see a breach either one of these or any of these. So So what I would like to see is if we do start the week and we move down first, I would maybe possibly come up and take you know, fill in this gap area, and then continue to sell off, right? If we do happen to take all of these, there is an imbalance right here, right? Your weekly imbalance that we could feel. So let's just put that on the chart and see, right? So we could easily just run out all the week's highs, excuse me, and then sell off from there. So that's another possibility. So if you see something like this, right, and then what we do, we just keep creating, keep creating sell side, and then what we would have is all of this sell side to run, right? So you'll see something like that, which wouldn't be a bad play as well. But I'm looking. I'm just watching. I'll be watching Euro tomorrow and Tuesday. I'll probably look to engage. So with pound, pound is super weak right now, super weak, and um, I fully do not expect this high to get taken at all. I believe this is fully protected now. So now that we've created a range, we we know what we can trade off of. Now, this if we are going to create a high, I expect us to possibly take this high, and then we can maneuver somewhere in here back to the sell side. Um, but we could fall off first. Um, my first target would be this monthly low up here at 130, and which if you look on the weekly, all I want to do is come back into this range, right? Right. See, this quarter two range is going to, for me, is going to be manipulation down here because I'm expecting us to end the year here somewhere, right? So what we're having is, if you're looking, so what we have is consolidation for the most part. This is going to be our manipulation, right? This will be our manipulation. And could it take this year's low? Possibly. Um, and maybe that'll create your SMC divergent. And then I expect that it start heading this way towards quarter three, quarter four, right? But that's for a later date. Just for the week, I'm bearish on the week again. So there's just so many things going on right now. Um, it was rumored that, well, we'll talk about that when we get to oil. So, um, Aussie has flipped finally to come rebalance some of this god awful action. Um, but it's just been bullish for so long, for months now. Um, and this is just atrocious. The entire 2025 was atrocious. So, um, but again, my first target would, previous week's low is obviously first target, but I would like to see it pull up into this range, Monday, Tuesday, pull back, um, and then a sell off here. But there's no reason to be buying the Aussie dollar. Um, and same thing for NZD. The New Zealand dollar is actually the weakest pair of all currencies for me at the moment. So anything New Zealand is New Zealand based, New Zealand led is a sell for me. Um, so our previous quarter low for quarter four. That's actually not previous quarter anymore, but we just took previous quarter low here. But my quarter four low is now my next target. After we went up and we just completely inversed this monthly gap. Um, and we're actually respecting the trend line. So we could move in this direction, maybe tap another top of the trend line or somewhere in this area, um, and then continue to sell off. So that's what I'm expecting, and this is a hold for me. Once we create our bearish structure, I'll be looking to enter and hold on the New Zealand dollar for quite a while. USD CAD, it could have flipped either way last week, but same thing with New Zealand. Once it inversed this weekly, the previous week, this is when I got interested in looking long here, and actually looking to trade something long. I can't trade this right here. I'm not even getting involved in that, right? So I want to see it come down and create some structure first. So now you have to create some structure so that, you know, we can trade off of. But I would be looking to see it come back into this inversion weekly, and I would like to see it actually create some structure, and we can trade off of that. And this is another hold, because remember, oil up, inflation up, dollar up, CAD up, yen down, right? Just remember that. Oil up, inflation up, dollar up, CAD up, yen down, right? So from there, even though you have a strong USD and a strong CAD, because USD is the strongest, but CAD should still be moving as well. Now, what I will say, a better USD play would be the chef, right? Because I have chef very, very weak, right? When it comes time for us to come back and run all of this, it is going to be beautiful. But for now, I think we come back up and we push up in here, right? And so what we have at the moment, I would like to see some movement. Let's see. I would like to see some movement. Oh, excuse me. I would like to see some movement down here. I would like to see us run that. Now we could run this low or not. Doesn't matter to me. But if we don't, I would like to see it here and then move up. And then my first target would be here. But I fully expect us to come back into this range here. So this is a buy and hold too. But I cannot sell. I cannot be selling this. We're just going to be coming down to put in a monthly wick, right? And I think after that, it's just a buy, right? Bitcoin is interesting because it's not interesting, right? I'm still bearish on it, but right now we're inside this monthly candle, right, at 76 and 66. I'm not really interested in anything until we break out one side of this candle. I think I would be more inclined to see this get ran out first, and then we come touch the other side of the range before we fall off, right? So yeah, you might be looking at something like this overall, right? Right. But until then, I don't want to. I don't really want to trade it until we take out one of these lows, take out the low or the high. Because if we just stair step all the way up, right? So if we just do this all the way up, we just are creating sell side to get ran, right? We literally are just creating that. So until we do that, not looking to trade it, because if you just look at what we had here, right? We had our well, anyway, this won't be perfect, but we had a channel here. Oops. Right. So you had that channel there. Now the only thing you have here is you have the same thing with this. Now you have this channel here, right? So you had a channel build up, sell off, channel build up, and then sell off. So that's kind of what I'm expecting here. Let me move this because I don't need that anymore. But we're just creating broke structure. So after we sold off, accumulating, let's see us manipulate, and then here. And this is my area. This is what I want to see. So this is where your millionaires are made, right here. And so I have the same thing for ETH. ETH is a little weaker, but ETH does have this weekly gap. So if we are able to take the lows here at 117, I would love to see us come tap into this weekly gap here. And then what do we have? Just a bunch of failure swings, right? To which actually lines up with our -2 projection. So at 958. So if we can get to 958 within the next week or two, it's you might see a continued sell-off, and I mean we're looking at uh, listen, we're looking at low numbers for Ethereum. Once we get here, below the 600, 500 area, I think you'd be very, very wise to load up. And when I say load up, do what you can. Right? If it's $20 a day, it's $20 a day. If it's $200 a week, it's $200 a week. But you have to buy something, because this is your last opportunity. So um, let's see what else we have. Gold was funny. Gold's been funny. Gold, whatever. I still love you, Gold. I can't help it. But what we actually did here is we came into the weekly gap. We filled up some of this weekly gap. Now, what we're doing is just literally just building sell side. I'm not interested in buying gold at all right now. And until metals as a whole, just are not interesting to me at the moment because of everything going on. And you have all your data centers, right? And like the data centers that are in the Middle East, right? The crude oil, oh man, the oil companies that refine it, they also make what's used for the chips, right? So but you're running out of everything, right? It's all connected, right? So things like copper, right? How do you refine copper? You need sulfur. Everybody's running out, right? Um, it's just, man, what what the United States is doing is just empowering Iran to no end, and every day they get richer. Every day, every day that they don't concede is literally just today is the best deal that you're going to get. Tomorrow, like you said, yesterday's price is not today's price. So it's just going to get worse and worse for everybody, right? Hold on, we're almost at oil, so we'll get to that. It kind of upsets me a little bit. But this is what happens when you have a bully in charge, right? They can't take the L. Um, but anyway, so once we come up and we rebalance this daily gap a little bit, I would like to see us sell off. And especially if we can build this stair step, this trend line sell side liquidity on the way down. So same thing with silver. Um, Gold usually holds a little bit better against the dollar than silver. Silver just kind of does whatever Dixie says. Um, so you'll see silver fall off completely once we flip, and I do expect us to flip here. So same thing. I wouldn't be trading silver to the upside at all. So I'm not trying to catch any moves upside. I'll just wait until we move down. Um, this guy, this was my level here, and we came and hit it exactly. This inversion, this inversion gap on the daily. It was actually a daily inversion, and as soon as we tapped in, we just took off. I expect fully the same thing um, here. Not an inversion, but I think maybe once we test these levels again at like 106, 107, it's possible for us to just take off. I don't know if we actually even come down to rebalance these gaps right now. I just think you should be looking for anything under the weekly open um, to get involved, because I think uh, once we take 120, is this 119, 119.48? Once we take that, I don't know where oil goes. And could it get to 130 a barrel next week? Maybe. Could it get to 150 a barrel by the end of the month? Maybe. It's a dirty game, man. And like I said, with everything going on, like there's shortages. There's everybody's running out of reserves, right? So you have you have like Australia, right? They're about they have about 10 days left of diesel, right? And you need diesel to move everything, right? But you need diesel to move food, right? Your tractors take diesel, your semis take diesel. Um, and once you run out of that, right? This is where everything's connected, right? So once you run out of that, you no longer can move food. These people no longer can. They have no purpose. Why am I going to work if I can't eat, right? If there's no food, right? So I don't go to work. So I don't do. So their economy falls apart almost immediately. Then you have shortages in Europe, right? Then the bond market collapse, right? So when oil touches 120 to 122 a barrel, the red light is on, and economies start failing immediately. Immediately. So this is why I say, man, take this serious right now, man. Like, get your money, and I just, it's going to be a mess, right? So here's two interesting rumors that I heard over the weekend, right? That 30 generals refused a ground invasion of Iran, and now 12 of them have been dismissed. So if this is true, the U.S. has two options, right? You're either going to have to shamefully walk away and say, oh, the job was done and we decided to pull out, or you're going to put the whole world at risk, and not just World War III. This is World War X, meaning like the end, right? Because once you lose, once a bully loses all control, he does whatever he can to win. So if you're in a street fight and the bullies get now the bully is getting picked on, he's picking up dirt and rocks and a bat and everything else. So this is what's going to happen, right? And you just have to be prepared, man. You really have to be prepared. We're going to trade the charts. We're going to listen to all the fundamental and the geopolitics and all that stuff, but we're going to just trade what we see on the charts, right? But just always be prepared with the knowledge of everything that's going on. So, um, let's see what else we have. So indices are a sell for me as well. We had a nice pump last week. This is fake, all fake to me. I don't want to see this ran out yet, right? But I do want to see some structure created here so that we can sell off, right? Um, I am going to be looking to buy indices at the open in Asia. And what I would like to see is some movement up from here. I would like to see us respect this low from Thursday, and I would like to see a quick move up just for Monday. So this is just for Monday, but continue sell off. And look, this trend line. We're literally just building this. If we do come up to take this, perfect. I would love to see it. Same thing on NQ. We have a bunch. We do have several targets that we could target. Um, should we be bullish? We have not inverted this daily gap quite yet, but we have closed it completely. So that's been fully mitigated. So yeah, I would like to see a slight bullish indices to start the week, Monday, Tuesday, and then we sell off from there, right? So we have this daily gap we're respecting right now. So let's pull into the daily gap here, and then let's make some money. Same thing with YM. Um, YM kind of been doing its own thing. Some days it's weaker, some days it's stronger, but for the most part, it's been respecting this trend line as well. But it looks like we're going to break above it and then create. Um, again, we have several targets here at 47, 210, and then another one at 48, 266 that we could possibly run. And even I didn't add this one. let's add this right here. And either 47,765. So these, I would be looking for some type of shift movement between these targets here. Um, Nvidia, it looks just same thing as the NQ chart, but I do expect us to continue to fall off. So we could come up and tag, filling these imbalances and these volume imbalances, but I don't expect a full blast off. So anything for here for me is just it's a pullback. It's just a retracement. So Euro, really nothing to see. Once we inverted this weekly gap here, my eyes went to this high. So Euro stronger than GPP. So if we're going to be longing Euro back pairs versus GPP back pairs, Euro will be your better play. If you're going to be shorting those pairs, Pound will be your better play. Aussie New Zealand, same thing. It's just been straight upside for months, and then you get the same thing on the daily. So I expect this to continue. My first target would be the 121, 114.85 or 14.85. So we'll take that, and then your CAD chef. You finally, the weekly is really, once we swept out all these lows, I fully expect this week, I expect CAD chef to take off. So this is going to be, should we take this low? Should we take this low? I'll be looking to enter right here. I don't expect us to take this low, but I would be looking to enter here and to hold. So this actually, if I'm going to, let's see, if we get any type of movement under, all right, yeah, if we get any type of movement under the week, under the weekly open, I'll be looking to enter here. I'll have a stop here, and I'll just hold this all week long. I wouldn't be interested in selling this one at all. So this is what we have for the week. Oops, sorry. So this is what I have for the week. Right now, I still have euro as the strongest currency, but the dollars are going to overtake that after Monday. So dollar, CAD, euro, pound, Aussie, JPY, chef, and then New Zealand for me is probably the weakest pair. These are probably going to be interchangeable, NZD and chef, but what I'm looking at for these week, USD JPY is probably going to be, once oil gets going again, the separation from USD JPY is going to be phenomenal. So it's just going to be a straight bullish run. So if you can get in on USD JPY early in the week, that would be a good play. But other than that, these are what I'm looking at for the week. And I hope everybody has a good week and make some money. I'll catch you boys on the charts.